Keisha! When Keisha didn't answer, the fluting voice calling her name in the distance grew noticeably impatient. Keisha! Keisha Alder ignored her sister Shandi's continued calls. She was in the middle of a job she had no intention of cutting short. The sharp smell of vinegar filled Keisha's workshop, but she was so inured to it that it hardly even stung her nose. Shandi could wait long enough for Keisha to finish decanting her bruise potion, straining out the bits of wormwood with a fine net of cheesecloth. Keisha wrinkled her nose a little as the smell of vinegar intensified. The books said to use wine for the potion, but she had found that vinegar worked just as well, and there was no mistaking it for something drinkable, unless your taste in wine was really wretched. A cloth steeped in this dark brown liquid and bandaged against a bruise eased the pain and made the bruise itself heal much faster than it would on its own. So despite the odor, the potion was much in demand. She needed so much of it that she always had several jugs or bottles of the finished potion in storage, and more jars of it in various states of preparation. It had to steep for 6 weeks at a minimum, so she tried to empty one jar and start another once a week. Keisha held her hands steady. She didn't want to waste any of it in spillage. She even wrung the cheesecloth dry, then reached for a stopper whittled from a birch branch and her pot of warm paraffin. As soon as the last drop was sealed into its special dark brown pottery jug, and the jug itself placed safely on a high shelf, she knocked the soggy fragments of herb out of the wide-mouthed jar, added 2 handfuls of freshly crumbled dry wormwood, and poured in vinegar to the top. Footsteps behind her warned her that Shandi had come to the workshop looking for her, so she wasted no time in tying a square of waxed linen over the top of the jar and setting it at the end of the row of 9 more identical jars. She turned to face the door, just as Shandi stepped across the threshold into the cool gloom of the workshop, blinking eyes still dazzled by the bright sun outside.